Welcome to the HAMSI Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Wednesday, September 19, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 361. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 143. We had 36 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and only 2 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 685,000 contracts traded on the VIX today, with 80 million in total premiums paid. Big volume here on the VIX. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in October, we saw 0.67, which is neutral with 52% of the total premiums paid. For November, a 0.84 reading, which is neutral with 22% of the total premiums paid, and in December, a 0.75 neutral reading, with 21% of the total premiums paid. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. Another flat day here for the day. We closed at 1461, and you can see here the last 4 days, 3 days, we've been basically flat, doing nothing here on the markets. Just intraday action, but very little here. Looks like a bear bull flag here, you can see it. And looks we're getting ready to make next move higher. 1480 may be our next target. 1472. We're gonna get some targets here on the weekly, on the 60-minute chart. In case we do break to the downside, 1427. That's 0 sigma, very important level to watch here as we come lower. That will be some type of a pullback. Maybe we get some news here, and then we could go higher. Chart looks very positive from here still. On the 60-minute chart here, we have the weekly support, pivot, and resistance. We're looking for 1483, some type of a breakout here after this very tight range we had so far. And looks like the market could be starting to get ready to break out. In case we do break down, maybe we get some bad news. We're looking for 1438. That's gonna be our first support here, and the 1427 we just talked about on the daily chart. For SPY, pretty much the same pattern here. Looking maybe ready to break that bull flag we've been having so far for the last couple of days. Looking for 149. 149 is going to be the target on SPY. Very important to make a breakout soon here, because we are having this bull flag. We do not want to break this pattern, because it could start getting some bearish signs here. In case we break down, maybe get a pullback. 142 level is going to be our target in the pullback area, and 149 if we get that breakout. Let's go to the IWM Russell 2000 ETF. Here we have the 60-minute chart, basically doing nothing here, 0.20% today down, and we broke weekly pivot. That is somewhat important here, but we want the market to continue make some type of retest of this weekly pivot and maybe fail here, go to the 84.47 level. Now on the IWM, we're looking for a weaker chart than from SPY, so we're looking for 84.50, maybe even 84s. In case we do not confirm the breakdown, looking for 87.60s. That's gonna be our target here for the breakout. Here we're going to look at the Qs, the Nasdaq ETF. Not much going on, 0.09% for the day, very flat. We continue to be between resistance number 1 and weekly pivot. We want to go maybe to the 72 level in case we go higher here, but the markets look like we could continue to be in this way until options expiration ends. We have Friday options expiration for the equities, and it's important, you know, most of the big cap names will be boxed in, so not much movement expected this week. Last chart we're gonna look at GLD. GLD saying that as the Qs we are between weekly pivot and weekly resistance number 1. We want gold to come maybe here, test the 74 level, and if we do get a breakout, target is 176. We are looking for higher prices in GLD and looking maybe for a continuation here of the pattern we talked about yesterday. Very short-term bull flags here, another one here. Remember that gold has been supported by the Fed and the ECB with all this money printing, and that was the news that got us out of this tight range we had here. We talked about a descending triangle before, and we broke to the upside, making this huge move up. Now we're looking for a 44.5, 45 level. Those are gonna be the targets on the upside. Those are the two previous highs. We have the first one here and the second one here. If we do make that high, maybe then come back for a pullback around the 170 level, and after we could go for this high of the year we've made in all-time high we made last year. So those are gonna be the targets for gold, some shorter term, some longer term, but that's what we're seeing here in gold. Going for the VIX. And let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart in VIX, we're below 14. This does not mean that we are finding a top in the market. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Doesn't mean anything, but that volatility for intraday action is pretty low here in the market. We do want maybe the VIX to start going higher, test this 200-day moving average again. Pretty much what we did here. Start doing it here again, test the 17-18 level, not from one day to the other, but steadily going up slowly, and maybe fail again here, this 200-day moving average. Bring some volatility back into the market, and not just that quiet as the market has been lately, that is basically grinding higher, but very hard to trade intraday because the movements are very little. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your HAMSI Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.